Bayleef is my all-time favorite Pokemon, and for many years, I've been using one and have been competing with one across my life as a video editor, content creator, and Pokemon player. As I move into the new year, please let her evolution here set the precedent that I want this upcoming year of 2026 to be a year of getting stuff done, earning big victories, and embracing my growth. I'm Yoshiller, and every year I have a bit of a tradition where I post a video that details my plans for the upcoming year by reflecting back on the previous year. I try to do these types of videos right at the start of the year, and with any luck, I was successful in getting this video out in February! I almost got it out in January. So, now that 2026 is here, I have new ambitions and goals that I hope to pursue and achieve. And in order to explain my upcoming intentions, I should explain how 2025 developed me and shaped the path that I now tread. 2025 was a time of extremes. Extremely good things happened, but also extremely bad things happened too. My annual plans for the year video, this one, didn't even come out until late March, which was the latest I ever posted a video of that style, and it was the first video that I even posted in 2025, and that practically set the tone and theming for many of the events and videos that followed. 2025 was primarily a year of me playing catch-up. Even now, I'm still trying to catch up. I have many videos that I want to create, and my work just keeps piling up, and I've been trying to get through it all across these past 365 days. So, what happened? Well, throughout 2024, especially during the last quarter of it, I began developing some pretty severe medical conditions regarding my gastrointestinal tract that wound up putting me in the emergency room multiple times. Initially, 2025 was going to be a year where I would begin undergoing regular treatment, and in the process, I required more medical attention that wound up putting me back in the hospital. Again, multiple times. For the months that followed, I still regularly received injections to help aid my recovery throughout my gastrointestinal complications, and to this day, it's still an ongoing process. Due to all of this, I was out of commission for the first chunk of 2025 and for various other weeks and months throughout the year. These unforeseen circumstances led to me having to delay several of my own video projects, cancel potential collaborations and editing work for some of my clients, and shift my production schedule around as I constantly attempted to pursue the goals and ambitions that I had in mind since the year began. I don't particularly enjoy turning down offers and telling people no, but there was genuinely nothing else I could do. Even now, in this new year, I still have to tell people no and turn away opportunities because I'm still catching up on all of the work that I had previously. And I didn't want to be identified by my medical condition, and I didn't want it to be the reason that I couldn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. On top of being physically drained, I had also become mentally disheartened. Video editing is a passion of mine, and often serves as my creative outlet and as a way of winding down. It's something that I can look forward to after a long day of work or errands. And now, here I was, falling behind and having to turn down opportunities, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. As I lay bedridden, unable to work on content and do the things that I wanted to do, and as my channel collected dust from being unable to upload or post anything, I also began feeling insecure about my own intelligence and skills. During my downtime, I could have possibly played any game from my ever-growing backlog, and that possibly would have lightened the mood, but I just wasn't in the proper mindset to do that. Instead, I wound up playing small puzzle games like Sudoku and Picross while I was recovering to feel better about my own self-worth, and I was still unable to properly convey the overall frustration that I had felt at not being able to act toward reaching my goals. I knew I had to rest and that what I was doing was a necessity, yet I couldn't quite explain that the inability to create content and the overbearing amount of work that had been piling up was hurting me just as much. It's all I could think about. At the time, I had wanted to launch a new blue channel that'd be focused on editorials and scripted content. I still had to finish recording and posting videos for my ongoing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom walkthrough. I still had goals and tasks in Splatoon 3 that I wanted to fulfill. My Mario Kart 8 Deluxe gameplay series would be coming to a close later on in the year, and I wanted to create a few finale-type videos alongside an actual finale video to give this series a proper send-off. I wanted to wrap up some other ongoing gameplay and walkthrough series, namely for things like my Pokemon Scarlet and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door walkthroughs, and I even wanted to compete more in the competitive online multiplayer of the former. I wanted to keep editing for other creators and clients so that I could continue to expand my portfolio, and most notably, I wanted to launch a new gameplay series called Finally Completing, which would launch my series in a new direction as I attempted to stray away from walkthroughs and work on more long-form content that would double down as an excuse for me to gather footage for content that I would use to create content for my Blue channel and or my clients. And it would also serve serve as a way for me to clear through my large library of games. In short, I wanted to move on to a new chapter of my life by creating a new channel, wrapping up some older projects, and launching some new ones. Instead, here I was playing Picross and Sudoku, while I await the doctor's okay for me to exit the hospital. Then, once I would be able to go back home and work at my computer, I would have to tend to a pile of work before I could even begin the process of launching any of my new ideas. The finally completing series and my new channel would have to wait. At this point, 2025 has come to a close. Where does that put me? Well, I now have my new blue channel with about 5 videos or so, but that should have been closer to 10 by now, and my walkthrough for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom wound up not being finished until November, which is after an updated version of the game had been released, by the way, and my walkthroughs for Pokemon Scarlet and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door still currently remain incomplete, and I never quite got to compete in Pokemon over the course of the year. I did create some final few videos for my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe series, though I have yet to create a proper finale video, and Splatoon 3 videos kinda fell to the wayside. Oh, and I never launched my finally completing series. Maybe I'll finally post a finally completing video soon. At least I still have plenty of video editing work for some of my other clients, even though I had to turn down a few of their offers over the course of 2025. I look at my channel and the results for 2025, and the impact of my medical conditions definitely show. Originally, I had planned to kick off last year with the launch of my new blue channel by uploading 3 videos to it, and then I'd post my annual Plans for the Year video to this channel to help promote it and explain the process between uploading content to each one. Instead, I spent most of my time in a hospital, unable to work on anything, and my Plans for the Year video launched at the end of March, alongside my blue channel, and all subsequent projects fell behind as well. I couldn't work on much else until I finished all of my other previously incomplete tasks. And sure, people were very understanding of the whole ordeal, but that doesn't change the fact that by the time I finally did wrap up some of these projects, such as finishing my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom walkthrough many months later, nobody really cared. I should have been done with my Zelda videos by March, not just be uploading my first video for the year at the time. And on top of all that, interest and passion in these projects had long since dwindled, with my Zelda walkthrough series being a prime example. It had taken so long to fulfill and complete these projects that it began to feel as though I was mainly just doing these things to tick off a box on the checklist, rather than feeling intrigued to finish one chapter of my life so that I may start another. Yeah, I was excited to create Zelda and Mario Kart videos and whatever, but now that they'd been held off for so long, I was starting to lose passion for them. In the back of my head, I was weighing myself down by reminding myself of the fact that these videos were supposed to be done a long time ago. I was wondering if I was wasting my time and if I should be working on something else instead, if I could. But then I also knew that I couldn't go and work on something else because certain projects needed to be finished first. It felt more like I was doing homework. For as long as I wasn't doing the homework, I'd still get assigned more homework. So no matter what, I'd have to do that first batch of homework before I could even think about doing the next batch. It was so demoralizing and constantly left me in a state of defeat. And all I could do was lay in a hospital bed, wish for things to get better, and play some video games to pass the time. Hopefully you can understand why I didn't want to play any bigger, grander games at this time and why I just defaulted to Picross and Sudoku instead. Some of my clients also had to move on as well. I couldn't quite be their regular editor for a bit. I may have been in the emergency room, but they still needed to put out content on their channels and couldn't always wait for me. We both understood one another's situations, no hard feelings. I just had to pass up on editing a couple of videos for some people simply because I couldn't, even though I really wanted to. Now, fortunately, I still have plenty of editing work, more than enough honestly, but now there'll forever be a few videos that I wanted to edit, and I just couldn't, and never will. And throughout the remainder of 2025, I had plenty of other projects and videos that I wanted to create, but I prioritized all of the overdue work, the homework as I mentioned earlier, and now a fair share of videos that I had been creating are still not done. Perhaps you'll see them this year, but again, I'm still playing catch up. The amount of work never quite dies down, and I'm already doing what I can about it. That is to say, I'm getting regular treatment for my medical problems, but this isn't how I wanted things to play out. I had goals that I wanted to achieve and a path that I wanted to follow, and now it's as if I've fallen off the path. I'm more so desynchronized from the path, and I'm constantly trying to get back on it, but now I'm doing so with a handicap. The setbacks that I experienced during 2025 still have lingering effects even now, primarily due to me still playing catch-up to an extent. Though the previous year was not all doom and gloom, and I'll get into some of the more positive aspects of the year in just a moment, I did want to explain all of this because these lingering effects that I just mentioned and this idea of finishing homework will be paving the road for how I plan to go about tackling 2026. As a whole, I didn't really put out a ton of content in 2025, just a few dozen videos total that I managed to scrape by. I suppose there's something to be said about the amount of work that I did manage to produce despite my medical condition and ongoing commitment to work 40 plus hours a week and edit large-scale videos for different clients after my recovery, but looking at things objectively, my output was considerably lower than in prior years. There's certainly some variety in the mix. The final few videos of my Zelda Tears of the Kingdom walkthrough, a couple of Whatever Wednesday videos, the final few videos of my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe series, and the first few videos of my Mario Kart World series, as well as having a vlog vlogs to the opening of Nintendo San Francisco and the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2 at New York. And again, there are still a bunch of other videos that I've been creating throughout the year that you still haven't seen yet, and I wasn't really able to create the type of content that I desired to create at the start of 2024. You know, the finally completing series and all that. If everything went according to plan, I would be actively running 2 different channels that I dubbed my green channel and my blue channel. My green channel is this one, which primarily focuses on gameplay. Green for gameplay. The content here would showcase myself recording game footage via walkthroughs and multiplayer videos, and then the footage would then be repurposed for other channels, namely the clients for whom I edit, and my blue channel. The blue channel, which I launched earlier this year and only had a couple of videos for, like I said, has more editorial type content. Content that isn't strictly gameplay, but rather videos that share a story of mine or an opinion on a specific topic. I wanted to operate both channels such that I could choose a game that I wanted to discuss, record and upload the footage on my green channel, and then use the footage at relevant points on my blue channel. This would also provide the benefit of me wanting to record and showcase a variety of different games and their niche features, and that way my channels could also serve as a sort of archive for other creators and outlets. As such, I had this initiative to wrap up any lingering projects on my green channel in an effort to take things in a new direction. No more smaller walkthrough style videos, but rather long play extensive videos. I wanted to create more videos in the same format as another style of videos that I made previously. I uploaded finally completing Pokemon Stadium, finally completing Sonic Adventure 2, and finally completing Mario Tennis many years ago. And I had this desire to make more videos like those. That is to say, I'd upload an entire playthrough of a game but would edit out some of the more grindy parts, and I would post them on a more when-it's-done basis. And all of this would have better revolved around my current work-life balance. You know, I work 40+ hours a week at a job and edit for other clients and all that. I'd be able to play and record a game more at my leisure and wouldn't have to stop in order to edit a video before I could continue. And then, of course, the editorial type content on my blue channel would serve as more of a creative outlet, and videos on that channel would be uploaded whenever I'd be interested and available to create a video on a specific subject, and I'd have easy access to footage that I'd obtained from my finally completing series. And I could use the videos on this channel to learn new editing tricks and build my portfolio. I envisioned being able to clear out many of the games in my backlog and learn more about what's popular or unpopular in the gaming industry, and expand my video editing knowledge and grow my portfolio and grow my gameplay footage archive, and none of that came to fruition. But I did say that it's not all doom and gloom. I did launch the blue channel, and even though everything didn't go according to plan, there are still some satisfying results from what I did manage to produce last year. Though I only managed to post a few videos to that channel over the course of the year, I am mostly pleased with the end result of each video that I did provide. The blue channel received its initial bump in viewership and subscribers, thanks namely due to many of my friends and clients giving it a bit of a shout out, and the videos received mostly positive feedback. So in many regards, that's a win, and I'm glad that I was able to get the ball rolling. Yes, there were many small victories across the year that I've already mentioned, such as wrapping up my Tears of the Kingdom walkthrough, launching the blue channel, and moving on to the Switch 2 era of gaming content. And while I'm appreciative of all the small victories that I've claimed over the years, it would have been nice to have earned a big victory. Just like everything else, maybe I wanted to strive for something bigger. I don't want to be complacent. I want to be able to look back at each of the years and see just how much I've grown. So then that begs the question, through all of my medical woes and catching up, do I feel as though I've grown at all in 2025? Outside of persevering through my setbacks and dealing with all of my homework, what can I do to create a stronger 2026? And was there anything else in 2025 that I desired that I can still achieve now? Well, there was one big win in 2025, and it had less to do with my own channels and more to do with my clients'. I may not have been able to edit for them throughout the entire year due to my personal problems, yet I do feel pretty good about the videos that I did manage to create. I'm fortunate that I get to edit for a lot of people with big platforms, and I feel fairly proud of the videos that I made for Arlo, Ant Dude, and more. Arlo had me edit some of his more editorial type videos, you know I like doing those. Ant Dude had me edit some of his more extensive videos, including ones for Donkey Kong Bonanza and Kirby Air Riders. I began editing for Nathaniel Bandy and Prochara. I took up some work in an indie game called Waxheart, and I even began editing guides for IGN. And, you know, with my whole drive to expand my portfolio, I can look at my portfolio in 2025 and be like, huh, that is a lot bigger than it was in years past. It's so satisfying to know that all of these people that have inspired me and that I've looked up to over the years are now cheering me on and congratulating me. When I look at 2025 in isolation, it certainly feels like a low year and a slow year. But when I look back at all of the years before it, I really do see some growth. There are many things that I did in 2025 that I don't think I would have been able to do earlier. I even got to visit Nintendo of America toward the tail end of last year. Now, for privacy reasons, I couldn't vlog anything or take any pictures inside, but I do have this picture of myself in the lobby to prove that I was there. And yeah, I feel as though this is quite an accomplishment. Quite a noteworthy win. My content output was small in 2025, and it certainly shows, but I still did a lot of cool stuff throughout the year that shouldn't go unnoticed. Because when I do notice it, and I do reflect on everything, I feel like I've come so far in reaching my goals. For my own channel, though I aspired for a new direction and a change in content, the videos that I did create do provide a nice blend of both single-player and multiplayer content. Honestly, it's fairly impressive that I managed to host all those multiplayer sessions so regularly, some of them with the largest quantity of players that I've ever had in one session, mind you, regardless of how busy I've been and how much I've been going through. And I was still able to edit that nice selection of videos for my clients through all of this too. Admittedly, for a while now, I've been in this kind of weird funk. I can accept that I'm not super popular or not as successful or well known as my friends and peers. I know that my own decisions are the reason that I'm not on the same level as them, and I acknowledge that I'd rather have the choice to make the content that I want to create rather than to chase trends for the sake of more views. Yet I still have this ongoing desire to be the cool friend or feel more accomplished. Like, people don't see me the same way as they see these other creators, you know? For better or for worse, 2025 has given me a lot of time to reflect on things, and I've realized that maybe I am pretty accomplished. Throughout the year, I was constantly reminded that many people, including those that are way more successful and well-known than I am, still remember me and enjoy my presence. That a lot of these people want to have me in their videos and want to have me as an editor, and I had to tell them no. But that doesn't change the fact that they wanted me. I'm glad that people have given me the chance to prove myself. I think people understand, regardless of what circumstances I may be facing, that I still have a strong desire to keep working and that I'll eventually prevail. With these thoughts in mind, I felt more validated in my skill set throughout 2025. In the grand scheme of things, video editing is not something that I consider to be difficult, but I realize that I do have to be knowledgeable in a lot of different fields in order to do what I do. The actual editing itself, writing, voicing, gathering footage, selecting the footage, presenting the footage in a fun way. When I break it down, I suppose it is more than I thought. I guess I have come a long way, and I've been figuring all of that out while also trying to figure out how to navigate my own personal life too. While I certainly wish that my medical issues could be at an end, trying to figure out how to push onward and figure everything out in my life has been kind of fun. Perhaps it's a pride thing. I like being able to say that I overcame a challenge and accomplished a goal, which is something that I hope to do more often once I eventually launch my Finally Completing series. And realizing that I've still been having fun making videos and have been able to host these large group gatherings for multiplayer content and have been able to resume working and continue the life that I have now and have work to keep for years now and expand my portfolio through it all, I'm okay. I think I'll keep being okay. I feel confident saying that, and knowing that I am okay and that I'll be okay has truly made everything feel so much better. Regardless of what hardships may come next, video editing still remains as my creative outlet. I may work regularly, possibly even too much according to some people, but I intend to keep creating videos for as long as I enjoy doing so. And now, I'd say it's time to answer the question asked in this video's title, what's next? Well, I'd like to circle back to the idea of wanting big victories, so I'm hoping that I achieve that idea in 2026. As I start to feel more proud of my work and accomplishments, I shall aim to create more content that I feel continues to make me feel that way. With that said, I still have many lingering, ongoing projects that I hope will finally reach their conclusions this year. Let's go over them. At the time of this video's upload, I've been posting daily gameplay videos of Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is a continuation of an idea that I started back in 2020. I estimate that this will probably wrap up in a week or two, and until then, this series gets priority in terms of my free time and commitment. Once I wrap up the series, again, I can move on to the rest of my agenda. After Animal Crossing, daily videos will most likely not be a regular thing. I will still try to post as consistently as possible, but just don't expect them to be daily. Instead, I'm going to embrace the fact that I work 40+ hours a week elsewhere and will focus on releasing bigger, longer videos when they're ready. If I'm not going to be posting videos as frequently, whether it be due to health or my busy schedule, I may as well make the videos that I do post feel more worthwhile, right? Make them feel more like an event. Again, big victories. The main big victory that I'd like to have this year would be to launch my Finally Completing series. Finally. I've already got a few videos in the back that are recorded and just need to be edited. These are some of the videos that were supposed to go out last year but just haven't, so they are almost done. And as such, I'm thinking it may be best to get a video or two of this series out sooner rather than later, mainly to say that I did it and then to review feedback, and then I can wrap up another project or two before I put out another Finally Completing video. So the plan is finish Animal Crossing, put out a Finally Completing video or two, wrap up some other projects, and then put out Finally Completing videos more consistently. The other main content on my channel consists of my Whatever Wednesday videos. There was a time when these videos were intended to be weekly uploads that helped break up the pace of what was once a daily upload schedule. Maybe I can strive to get these videos out on a weekly basis again, but for now, much like the rest of my channel, these videos will be uploaded on a when it's done basis as well. My Whatever Wednesday series will continue, but will focus on either more ambitious videos to showcase a game, with the added result of gathering footage for future use, or recording multiplayer footage of another game, which again would be to gather footage for future use. These videos are not part of my finally completing videos per se, but they can be the result of those types of videos. So imagine that my Whatever Wednesday videos are offshoot videos that can either quickly showcase a more obscure game, a niche feature of a popular or obscure game, or showcase something pertaining to the aftermath of completing another game. Alternatively, these videos can still just serve as an excuse to upload whatever. That was the original intention of this series, so they'll likely still be filled with an abundance of multiplayer content too. After all, I still enjoy playing games with my friends and could definitely stand to capture or archive footage of all sorts of multiplayer games as well. So I guess that in that regard, my Whatever Wednesday videos would be similar to my finally completing videos, but you wouldn't need any prior context. It'd be more a manner of, well, I was gonna record this game anyway, may as well upload it to YouTube so that my viewers can have some extra entertainment. For example, one video that I wanted to put out in 2025 was a video that showcased the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, but I never wound up making it. Perhaps I'll get back to work on that video, after the aforementioned videos of course. Up next is Pokemon. In this new year, and in my pursuit of growth and bigger endeavors, I'm willing to have my iconic Bayleef that's appeared across my channel and throughout many of my videos, all these years later, finally evolve into a Meganium. Allow Bayleef's evolution into Meganium to act as a symbol of my own evolution as well. Not just because I launched my blue channel, but also because I'm excited for the new direction of my current channel. She'll also serve as a way of marking that I've come so far and that I'm still having fun. It could be neat to look back on the previous years, before my blue channel, my finally completing series, as my Bayleef days, and to have my upcoming years and my new endeavors be my Meganium days. With all that said, I'll still be using a Bayleef. Bayleef is still my favorite Pokemon after all. So the idea is this. My old Bayleef from all of my former videos is now a Meganium, and now I have a new Bayleef. It's a mother-daughter dynamic, Mega Mom and Baby Bay. Going forward, I'll be incorporating both of them in my channel assets in an effort to capture the spirit of my 2026 plans. Growth and big victories. Furthermore, with the upcoming release of Pokemon Champions later this year, I intend to compete in it and transition my competitive Pokemon series and its assets to this game. Ideally, this becomes a big game for me and I create content regularly for it, maybe every weekend or something. I intend to use my recently evolved Meganium and her newly obtainable Mega Evolution within Pokemon Champions when the time comes. And I'd like for her to compete alongside my new Bayleef as well. But first things first, I need to wrap up my Pokemon Scarlet walkthrough. My current plan is to wrap up my Animal Crossing videos, then upload a finally completing video or two, and then wrap up the rest of my Pokemon Scarlet walkthrough once and for all. And through that effort, I'll be ready to compete in the world of online multiplayer once more in Pokemon Champions once it releases. Speaking of walkthroughs, I had originally intended to move away from walkthroughs in an effort to pursue the finally completing series, and my last walkthrough was slated to be for Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door on the Nintendo Switch. That's still the plan. This beloved title will still be the final game that I upload in my traditional walkthrough format, and I think it will provide a nice send-off to my old style of content. Again, the Bayleef days. It's embarrassing that I didn't post a single video of this game in 2025, so I intend to wrap up the rest of the game here in 2026, likely sometime after my Pokemon Scarlet series has concluded. I also wanted to touch upon Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I was able to record a few videos of this game this past year with my friend Whatageek as a co-op series, thanks to the recently released Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I mentioned in the series that I expressed interest in doing a follow-up video for the game's Arena mode, so that'll happen at some point in 2026 as well, sometime before the end of my Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door walkthrough. The blue channel will continue, of course. Again, green channel will be a mostly gameplay channel, green for gameplay. Blue channel will contain more videos like this, scripted videos in the vein of editorials and stories, and gameplay from this channel will be regularly repurposed for my blue channel and for my clients. I hope to be active on both channels. Also worth noting that both my green channel here and my blue channel will have YouTube shorts. The shorts on this channel are primarily snippets from other videos, quick funny moments from other uploads that may aid in the exposure of my content here. And then the shorts on my blue channel are truly short stories, typically discussing how I met someone or how I accomplished something or how I created a certain video and what it's like to be involved in certain events, that type of stuff. While the shorts here will come from already existing videos or may promote an upcoming video. Exposure and highlights for this channel, stories for the other. Now then, Mario Kart. I never did create a proper finale video to my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe series, so I still have to create that. That'll come out soon. Otherwise, with regards to Mario Kart World, I still want to record regular videos of this game too. I'm not quite sure how the activity in this game will be months down the line, but I'll see if I can get another gathering or two. Even if the game never receives any major updates or downloadable content, I'd still like to create content on the game, even if it's a once-in-a-while type of deal. I still enjoy playing Mario Kart World, and I figured that's what counts. Splatoon. Much like Mario Kart, I'd still like to create more content for this game even if it doesn't receive any additional notable updates. Besides, I still have a few tasks left to complete. I have to get the Koi suit and Salmon Run, as well as possibly achieve a Hazard level max rating at least once, and I have to get the highest ranking in the game's Table Turf mode. I also have another desire of getting a gold challenge badge, and I may strive for that too over the year, but I have to see who's willing to team up with me. Either way, I plan to play more Splatoon 3 throughout 2026. I will continue to edit for each of my clients, possibly adding 1 or 2 more clients depending on my availability. I feel bad having to turn down some requests in the past, but I guess that just means that I've reached a point where enough people are interested in my work. But as clientele work comes in, I will try to keep editing for them so that I can continue to build my portfolio and strive toward other dreams and goals. For the most part, my clients' work will get priority, so if I have a lot of clientele work, I might not post as actively on my main channels, but I'll try to do it all. As for vlogs, I'll likely be stepping away from traditional vlogs. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm stepping away from on-screen appearances altogether. There could still be opportunities where recording something with a video camera could be relevant, so I'll address those situations as they come. Otherwise, I'll still attend events, just not as actively, and if I do, I probably won't be vlogging. And I think that covers just about every style of content that I've made and want to make. Overall, I plan to wrap up a few older projects from earlier years and make 2026 a year of achieving bigger wins. 2025 was full of issues that held me back, and I shall work to press onward and not let them shape 2026. I don't want my issues to identify me. I want my wins to identify me. I've got quite the to-do list this year, and in many ways, that's a good thing. It's just a lot of things to do. But that also means that there's plenty of opportunities to find a big win. And again, the most important thing, I'm still having fun. I'm still having fun creating content, editing for others, and figuring things out. I hope that you have fun watching the content that I've got planned, and I hope that this year will be my strongest yet. Thank you all for watching. Here's to my upcoming Meganium days, and here's to a better and stronger year. Here's to 2026.